Rain God Returns, Jaguar Tower, episode 19. In the last video, we have seen the priests all climb up the Jaguar Tower, and they're identifying their constellations. So, I'm probably not going to pronounce these correctly. Forgive me. This one is called Yotat Shaman, the House of the North, and it is located. It's all stars rotate around a spot next to the North Star called Yol. So the North Star is thought to be the center of the North Sky. We can see how all the stars are circling around it. But in reality, this is a true astronomical situation, it's just a little bit off center, and there's a blank spot, this void right there in the center, and that's called Yol. And Wakachan, the world tree, is what we know as the galaxy, our galaxy, the Milky Way. And the movement of Wakachan during the course of the year goes across the horizon. The nadir always points to the southern horizon. So the Peccary priest is describing it, saying, "In my village, we pray to Ekwe. You call it Black Transformer." Probably this little guy right here. When Wakachan shifts from north-south to east-west, it forms Ekwe. And this is the void between the worlds where the souls cross over after death. And Deer Priest says, "In my village, we call Wakachan the White Way. Because when you die, you fall down the tree. You enter the road." See that little guy? You follow the white way to where it meets the earth. And that is the gateway to the underworld. And one of the Mace Priests says, this is probably what they view the Mace Priests doing. "In my village, we say that Wakachan is a canoe that the paddler gods use to return Maze God to the place of creation." So they're dressing up like the paddler gods, and there's their god, Maze God, riding the canoe down. So on top of this little tower in the middle of the night, Chalk is interviewing these people. "So where would I look for Hanaha when he returns as Morning Star? Would he emerge from the gateway?" And one of them says, "Hanaha," and another one says, "I think he means Quetzalcoatl." And the other one says, "Oh, your serpent god." And another one says, "No, he means Xolotl. That's Quetzalcoatl's form as Morning Star." So each one of these fellas has a different way of seeing these objects or people in the sky. And they each have a different name for them. So that's another complication that they're trying to work out. And as we see down here, there's a string of them all coming through, and they're all getting interviewed. One of them is saying, "Hurry up." And another one says, "I'm going again." And this one's saying, "That was amazing." So this guy's saying, "Well, all I know is Quetzalcoatl is not presently visible because he's in Chibaba collecting the bones of the fishmen." And Chakchin says, "The fishmen?" And someone else describes, "Those are the men of the last age. They are very fish-like. He uses their bones to make the men of the fifth age." And Sakchen realizes, "Oh, that's us." So when will Quetzalcoatl, I'm saying that word a lot. Chalk is asking this question, when will Quetzalcoatl return? And this guy's saying, "Oh, nobody keeps track of him. The holy plumed serpent appears when he wants to." So they don't know. Chalk says, "Drat, nobody knows about Hanaha." Now it's sunrise, and one of the last priests on the platform was Moon Priest. He says, Chalk says, "This will be the 13th day since I emerged." And Moon Priest says, "Look, at the horizon." And Chalk says, "I know, Sun God is arising." And Moon Priest says, "No, over here, it's Moon God. My matrix said this would happen today." And Chalk says, "Oh, you use a matrix too?" And Moon Priest says, "Yes, it was foretold It foretold this powerful omen, sun and moon rising together. And Chalk gasps, "Tell me, Moon, would this type of event be recorded on the calendar wall?" And Moon Priest says, oh, most certainly. And Chalk says, "Sakchen, I have received something, an idea, very bright in my head." And Sakchen says, "An insight?" Because he sees inside his head. Chalk says, "Yes, follow me to the calendar wall." And he hops off the tower all the way down. And both of these guys are going, "Huh?" That classic universal symbol of "huh," the question mark and the exclamation mark. And here they are running to catch up with them. There should be some sun-moon transits up here, shouldn't there? And they say, "Yes, if there was an important event on that day, like a coronation." And here they are looking. "Well, I see 2 such events already. You see them? How would you read those up there?" And Moon Priest says, "Oh, look, he's grabbing him by the wrist. See? See him? Well, that one says a warrior named Flatface won a victory, and that one says King Hogdaisy built a new trail." And Chalk says, "How many years elapsed between them?" So we're looking at the 2 tablets up close now. "Oh, I don't know that. These marks just tell us how old King Hogdaisy was at the time." "Oh, well, what do these mean? This little guy and this little guy." And Moon Priest says, "Not sure, but look here. Sun God and Moon God are shown in transit. So there it is." And suddenly, of course, Jaguar Priest pops up. "Moon Priest, what are you doing here with these jokers?" Oh, it's Jaguar Priest," says Sakchen. Moon Priest says, "I was just showing them the sun-moon transits." And Chalk pipes up, "Maybe you can help us, Jaguar. We can't quite identify these words, these 2 words right here." "What? Noek? Why do you need to know that? Why do you need to identify him?" "Noek. Wait. That's another name of Quetzalcoatl," says, who's saying that? Sakchen's picked that up from listening to all these interviews. And Moon Priest says, "So it means the serpent is in the sky?" And Jaguar Priest says, "Idiot, of course. Of course not. This means he returned as Morning Star, and that means he returned as Evening Star." See, two little he's designating the black means morning and the white means evening. "Oh, Lordy," says Chalk. "What does this mean, Itzam?" And Chalk's got his hand on his head. "Well, it seems Jaguar Priest had the answer all along." And Jaguar Priest says, "What answer? What are you 2 muttering about?" Look at that face. Noek is Hanaha. See here? He returns as Morning Star. And then here and here. Not enough occurrences to establish a pattern, but then we look for a plumed serpent and we find... Sakchen puts his little hand on his mouth. "Oh, I see now. If we match each appearance of Hanaha with a full moon or a new moon, we can see how long each of his cycles are." And here we go. Here's a little matrix. That's right. Just imagine this whole calendar as a matrix that tracks Hanaha and Moon God. So here's the label of the matrix called Hanaha, and also named Noek and Quetzalcoatl. And here's the little matrix that shows him as Serpent 5 Oak, Lizard 7 Oak, and then the full and the new moon cycles. And translated into English for a reader's benefit, such as you, this is new moon, Mary's, and the Mary's is this symbol. King Serpent 5 Oak marries the daughter of Lowland King, and there's the symbol of Noek reappearing as Morning Star. And there's a thing that says he's 30 years old. So Chalk says, we know the king's age at Hanaha's first appearance. And in the next one, we see his grandson, Lizard Five Oak, winning a battle at the age of 15. Because apparently that's how old you are when you start fighting battles. Yes, but how can you tell the number of years between? Asks Satchen. The boy here sees nothing, does he, Kumix? I will explain. See, this is a Jaguar priest explaining, and this doesn't exist in real life. This is them like talking about symbols in their heads, and they're so real to them that they can imagine them. This says how the king died, right here, at age 43. This says Lizard Five Oak abdicated to his son, just as his father had. And if a king lives beyond 43, he is ripe for the picking. So this is a little piece of information. So there's age 43, there's a battle, and there's a small village. So, Sakchen, this means, and this is a little addition problem that they're figuring out, 8 plus 43 plus 15 is 76. So 8 more years until Lizard Five Oak, no, not Lizard Five Oak, what's his name? Serpent Five Oak abdicates. 43 years until his sons rule. 15 years until Lizard Seven Oak marries. And that means 76 years between the appearances of Hanaha as Morning Star. And of course, in brackets here, I'm explaining that we're using Hindu-Arabic numerals for the benefit of you, the modern reader. Now, we need to find the intervals between the other appearances. They should be factors or multiples of 76. And at this point, Moon Priest says, well, I should leave now. I must not have anything to do with with long counts like this. And Chalk says, in his characteristic light way, thanks, Moon Priest. We couldn't have done it without you. But Jaguar Priest says, you should stop the long count yourself. After all, you're nothing but a shaman. And Chalk says, but I need to leave soon, and this wall will help me. And something dawns upon Jaguar. If you find the answer, you'll leave? And Chalk says, yes, I must leave before Hanaha returns. And that's it. That nails it for Jaguar Priest. He says, well, by all means, continue, because he does not want Chalk in his temple city. So, we've gone through a couple more spreads, and I'm going to stop here for this week. But I hope you return next week to find out how this all shakes out.